Welcome back to another edition of Health Hack as I continue talking about the power of your unconscious mind. And perhaps you would like to know why you get stuck at certain points in your life. And that's what I want to be sharing with you today. So, first of all, the analogy is that think of yourself when you're born as being the hardware of the computer or your own self. And then from the ages of 0 to 7 to 8, we're just having a constant download of information into that hardware, learning the rules of society and how to live within a family, how to behave at school, etc., etc. It's just a constant download, and we are a sponge absorbing all of that information. And then after that age, we tend not to do a whole lot more in the way of upgrades to our software. Even though we upgrade our phone software as soon as the new software comes out, we don't realize that we need to be upgrading our own software. And as a result, what happens is we tend to run our adult life based on software that is really out of date. Does anybody relate to that? And maybe you find it isn't working so well for you. The other thing that I want you to know is that our unconscious mind, albeit very powerful, wants to conserve energy, conserve resources. And so once it figures out how to do something that works, it keeps doing it the same way. I mean, why invent the wheel, right? And so what happens is we end up developing strategies for how we do things that the unconscious mind repeats over and over again. You have buying strategies in that the way you choose to buy something, whether it be a package of markers or whether it be a car, your buying strategy is actually the same. You have relationship strategies, you have health strategies, we have strategies for many aspects of our lives. But once the unconscious mind figures out what worked for you in the past, it will repeat that over and over again. As I said, it also can get lazy. And as an example for that is when you very first started learning how to drive a car. And you would be reversing out of your driveway. You would be checking the rear view mirror. You would be checking the side mirrors. You would be looking over your shoulder. You would be making sure the car is in reverse. You would have all these things that you were consciously having to remember to do, and it felt overwhelming, like it was a lot. And now you get in the car and you back out of the driveway and you don't even think about it. So do you see how it goes from being conscious to unconscious, and it just becomes a strategy, and the unconscious mind just has you do it the same way every single time? Well, this is all great. And remember, the unconscious mind only does what works. However, when you outgrow what works in your life and you're wanting to expand and develop into the person you were always meant to be, perhaps you need some new strategies to get you where you want to go, because the strategies you have right now are simply keeping you in your comfort zone, which is great, but we all know there's no growth in the comfort zone. So if you are wanting new strategies in order to get where you want to go, if you're tired of being in your comfort zone, of stepping out, but then being pulled back because those same strategies aren't allowing you to move forward in your life, then you need to learn the tools of your unconscious mind in order to break through to that next level. And that's what I teach with NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, powerful tools that are very gentle, don't take very long, and we simply change up your strategy so that it works for who you are today. I love this work because it is life-changing for people, and it's not hours and hours and hours of therapy. It's simply looking at where you're at, how you run the strategy today, and how we can change that for you in order to have you achieve what it is that you want to achieve. I hope this is insightful for you, and I hope it excites you because it lets you know there are options and you can create everything you want in your life. And that is a belief and a mindset that we can also shift for you if you need help with it.